Hi. I'm Charlie W. Burns, and welcome to another exciting episode of Rating Men I've Dated. This is season 1, episode 6, and yes, we are finally rating the Russian long-distance marathon runner. This was at a time in my life where I'd honestly not been out on many dates, and I had just moved to New York, and I was exploring online dating. I met this guy on, and he was like 12 years older than me, but I wasn't looking for anything serious. I just kind of wanted to date around in New York, so I was going on all these dates. And I was at art school at the time, and one of my assignments was to go to Soho, Orchard Street, and to go in and out of all these galleries, because there's a bunch of galleries being shown, and we had specifically to look at a few different works in a few different galleries. So I'd been talking with this guy, and I was like, hey, would you want to come with me to the art galleries? I've got to go to like 6 tonight. And he was like, sure. And so we met, and it was summertime. It was like the beginning of summer, so it was like still a little chilly. And we went in and out of these galleries, and each one had like free wine, so we were like drinking it. And it started to rain a little. So at one point we were like giggling and like running in and out of these art galleries. And it was adorable. It was super adorable, and it was great. It was kind of romantic and sweet. I went to bed with that man faster than I've gone to bed with any man ever. That guy got me into bed very fast. But it was like a whirlwind New York romance that also wasn't serious. So I'm going to say the seriousness of this relationship was not serious. This was not a serious relationship. I never thought it was serious. I remember just wanting to make out with him, really, and not really wanting to know him. I was going through a shallow phase. I'd just gotten out of a relationship that was like 5 to 7 years long, and I just was looking for kind of have a fun summer, and this guy was super fun. I'm going to rate the Russian long-distance marathon runner on the next 7 characteristics, like all the other guys. He'll get rated for lover points, romance points, handsomeness points, helpfulness points, stability points, faithfulness points, and finally ending points on how well the thing ended, right? Let's get into it. Boom, 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 boom. At the time I met the long distance marathon runner, I didn't have a lot of experience. I wasn't an experienced lover, but I thought he was great at the time, and it was a summer long thing. And the main point of liking him was that. So I will say he was a 7.5 with some hindsight. This relationship was not serious at all. It was never going to be serious. As far as romance went, we went on some really fun dates because we were just looking to have fun. We weren't like trying to do anything. And so like I remember we went on like a real long hike through like a cemetery. We would like show each other like our favorite classical music to listen to. He took me out to eat a couple of times. It was all real low chill. It was really low key and chill. And yeah, he liked to hold my hand when we walked around. So I would say that as far as romance went, it was like a 6.1, better than average, not like the most romantic, but you know, generically romantic. I could probably give him more points here. It was a little bit more romantic, but also in that like lazy romantic way where we just kind of like accidentally both liked the same things. Like he had a record player and then a huge classical music. And so we would spend like hours going through his classical music collection and like playing each other different songs and telling each other like the stories we knew behind those songs. So as far as handsomeness goes, I'm going to say he was a 7.7, although I'm not sure if that's true. I can't really remember what he looks like. He was handsome, but I don't really remember what his face looks like. He was a long distance marathon runner, which means I'm saying that wrong. He was not a long-distance marathon runner. All marathon runners are long-distance. He was a quick marathon runner. And by that I mean the year before I met him, he had run a marathon in under 3 hours. You could tell he was like an athlete, like had really been into it. He was so strong. Even though I don't remember exactly what his face looks like as far as handsome goes, because I remember other parts of him. And yeah, that was nice. He one time was holding my hand, and we were walking to go get dinner or go get drinks. And he told me he was so glad he wasn't training for the marathon, because the year before he ran a marathon in under 3 hours. But he was saying when he was doing that, the training took all of his time and he wouldn't be able to like hold my hand and walk down the street with me. So he's glad to be doing that. So he was really strong. He could run a marathon in under 3 hours. He was helpful, but not really. Like, we weren't serious in any way. So it's not like he was not helpful, but it's like we weren't, it was a time in my life where I wasn't looking for people to be helpful. I didn't realize that was part of love yet. And so, like, the nicest thing he ever did was he let me have a toothbrush at his house. And that kind of, like, made me feel good, but also, like, made me feel weird, because I didn't know if that was, like, seriousness or not, or if that was just, like, I think he was a germaphobe, and he just didn't want to share his toothbrush with me. I would say he was a 4 out of helpfulness. And as far as stability goes, he was older than me by 12 years. He had his own apartment. But I wasn't really looking for stability. Like, I wasn't, like, thinking, like, oh, maybe I'll be with this long-distance marathon runner for the rest of my life. It was just kind of a summer fling. And so, yeah, I'll give him a 5, because that's a pretty generic answer. So as faithfulness goes, like I said, he gave me my own toothbrush. And I don't think he was seeing other people while he was seeing me. But also, he could have been. I didn't really care. I was sometimes going on dates with other people. Like, it wasn't a very serious relationship we were in. We didn't ever have any serious talks besides whether or not which song of Rachmaninoff's was the best song. That was the deepest we ever got. You know, which of Rachmaninoff's greatest hits is really the banger. So there's that. As far as ending goes, he went on a trip for like a week or 2 weeks or something, and when he got back, I was like, oh, hey, like, when can we hang out again? I'm excited to see you, because I wanted to sleep with him. And he just texted me back, oh, hey, I'm not looking for anything serious. And I was like, okay, cool, me either. And then we just never texted again, and that was it. So it just, like, wasn't an ending. But I'm still going to give him 5.5, because I didn't mind it. I really didn't mind it, because I didn't care that much about it. So I'm going to tally up all of the points: lover points, romance points, helpfulness points, stability points, faithfulness points, ending points, and gets a grand total of 40.8. Pretty good. Fast marathon runner. So overall, that's what I give the Russian long-distance marathon runner in relationship points. And dating the Russian fast marathon runner, I would. If you want to have a good time, like, yeah, there's nothing wrong. I'm glad I didn't mind, and I really didn't get that hurt in. So overall, this is like a net zero. Like, they're you know, when people say no pain, no gain, I didn't gain anything then, and I didn't want to ever gain anything. I just never wanted the pain from the from relationships. So join me next week when I rate another guy, another dude. We rate him again. We let you know who we're doing, why we're doing it, how we're doing it, and then we do it. So thanks for joining us. And remember, stay judgy. You know what I just realized is that I didn't at any point include intelligence points or include like interesting points. I just did other points. This thing could be better if we included if they were interesting or not.